All right, congrats to making it to our fourth and final video of Chapter 4. Today we are learning how to name acids. We haven't discussed acids much, but we're going to be using them a lot in the spring. So I figured while we were learning how to name things, we could learn how to name acids so then when we use them in the spring, we know exactly what we're talking about. All right, let's dive on in. What is the name for H2O? Well, the H is hydrogen. There are two of them, so it's dihydrogen, and then the O is oxygen, so it's oxide. The proper name for H2O is dihydrogen oxide, which we've also named officially as water. Okay, what is the chemical formula of carbon tetrahydride? Well, here's carbon. There's nothing else with it. There's no di or tetra or penta, so we know that there's just one of them, so it's just C. Tetra means four, and hydride is hydrogen. So CH4 should be your answer for the chemical formula of carbon tetrahydride. Nice. Okay, let's move on. All right, so an acid. What is an acid? An acid, let's pick what color I want. Okay. An acid is when a hydrogen is bonded to a negative ion. Okay? All right, so let's take a look. So some examples of this is when hydrogen is bonded to chlorine. In this case, HCl, the hydrogen takes that plus charge. Chlorine is that minus charge. So it's hydrogen plus 1, chlorine minus 1. We crisscross those charges. So it becomes HCl. So chlorine, we were talking about that negative ion right there. Chlorine is that negative ion, okay? All right, and let's look at another example. H2SO4. H takes that plus 1 charge. SO4 takes that minus 2 charge. Again, SO4 is that negative ion that we were just talking about. So it's whenever a hydrogen is bonded to a negative ion. Okay, that's an acid. All right. So there's two ways we can name acids. We can name them without oxygen, and then we're going to learn how to name them when oxygen is present. Okay. So right now we're going to name without oxygen. So all acids that do not have oxygen in them. Okay, so let's name the following HCl. So step 1, name the hydrogen. So name the H. We just name it hydro. So we're going to write hydro. Okay. Step 2. So far we have hydro written. Name the second listed element, but replace the ending with ic. So we're trying to name HCl. The second ending is the Cl, which is chlorine. So we want to use the ic ending, so we're going to use chloric. So hydrochloric, there's that ic ending. And then step 3, add the word acid. So we have hydrochloric acid. There we go. There's your acid, hydrochloric acid. Hydro for the H, chloric for the chlorine, acid because it's an acid. Okay. And this time we're changing our endings, remember, to ic. Okay, nice. Now we're going to learn how to name acids with oxygen. We just learned how to name them without oxygen. Now we're going to learn how to name them with oxygen. And again, oxygen is the O. Okay. Typically, just a heads up, acids with oxygens tend to be polyatomic ions. So some of them already may have like official names. So keep a lookout for that, okay? So let's look at HNO3. So just from looking at this, I can tell you that NO3 is a polyatomic ion, okay? So the first step is to ignore the H. It stays silent. Okay. Again, we're trying to name HNO3. The second step says to name the polyatomic ion. Well, my polyatomic ion is NO3. So let's look for NO3. NO3, NO3, NO3. Where are you? Ah, there you are. It's nitrate. My pen's acting funny, sorry. Nitrate. Okay. So right now we have nitrate written for our polyatomic ion, and we're trying to name HNO3. Okay. Step 3 says to replace the ending, so we're going to replace the 8 ending with either ic, or us. So we're going to replace our ending with ic or us. So we have an 8 ending, so that means we're looking at step B or option B. So we want to turn our 8 into ic. So we're going to write nitric. Okay, so our nitrate has turned into a nitric because we're changing that ending. And step 4 says we're going to add the word acid. So we have nitric acid. Okay, nice job. So just to back up a little bit, if the polyatomic ion or the element that you're trying to name ends with "ide" or "ate," you're going to change the endings to "ic." If they end with "ite," you will change the endings to "us." So there's something like sulfite. Sulfite turns into sulfus, okay? Nitrate turns into nitric. Sulfide will turn into sulfic, okay? All right, nice job. That is all that I have for you guys. So today, there are 3 things that you can do from this point on. Maybe even more like 4. So your first step is to finish this packet. Okay? Step 2 is to work on finishing packets 4.1, 4.2, and 4.3. And if you're done those, then you can work on exam corrections. And if you are finished those, you can take the focus area. Okay? These are the 4 things that you can do after this video, but please do them in order. Please work on this packet first. Then when you're done, you can move on to packets 4.1, 4.2, and 4.3. If you're done those, then you can do your exam corrections. If you don't have exam corrections to do, you can move on to your focus area. Okay? All right, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you.